Dickie Thompson, he had a grey mare, he'd take her away to Sedgefield fair. He brought her back, oh yes he did, because he hadn't a farthing bid. But titty for Larry, fire up Mary, hopped it rigs a Sedgefield fair.
My father'd been all over. He worked in the States and Canada for a while. He went out to work on the Niagara Falls project in 1910 something, 11 something like that. Because my father was a bit elderly when I came along. He was 55. He'd been born in 1885. We moved to a farm in 1941, I think. That's when they moved. Of course I knew nothing else but that area. The trouble was he died when I was 11. Mother was left running the place. It was only little and hard, difficult little spot. And she carried on as best she could, and I took it on and bought the neighbouring place at Ramsdell. And then in 1973 I was beaten over the head with pound notes and we moved to Littlebeck, and were there for 33 years, where again I found place was what we built it up to 165 acre. It was suckler cows and sheep. It was always sort of more vertical farming than horizontal. I remember some being sung when I was a lad. They sang when they were working, they sang at harvest suppers, sheep clipping possibly, although I've never tried really to sing while I've been bent over a sheep. I think it could be difficult, and it could be punctuated with a few swear words if she started kicking. But yes, I mean that was entertainment. But I'd only remember a line or two or a verse or two, and I sort of built these up later from other sources. Stoupe Brow is about Browside, which is the slopes of Ravenscar, which is about a drowned sailor. You know, it's a sort of maritime tragedy, and was sung by people down in Robin Hood's Bay, and that's, you know, it mentions Robin Hood's Bay churchyard and stuff like that. And of course I'd always known Browside and Stoupe, which is curious in that it's spelled S-T-O-U-P-E, but is always known as Stoupe. But I do claim to be the only person singing it in the correct accent, because I grew up looking across at Stoupe Brow.
On Stoupe Brow, a fair maid did dwell. She loved a young sailor lad, he loved her as well. He promised for to marry her when back he did return. But mark how cruel fortune all on them did frown. As they was a sailing, a storm did arise. The moon was overshadowed, and dismal was the skies. The wind it blew a hurricane, the billows low did roar. which washed them poor sailor lads all on the lee shore.
There were two different cultures, and the farming and the fishing did not mix. The people in Whitby, Robin Hood's Bay, and places like Steers, they were all very much sea, and they even spoke a very different dialect. If you go and get Whitby dialect, you will find it absolutely nothing like my accent. Well, I would start singing, what, about 20 years ago, something like that. Of course, the great revival was in the 60s. Well, I might have got into it then, but I was a bit too busy trying to start a farm up and breeding. So, you know, I didn't bother, and also there was no taking part or anything like that, because I wouldn't have had the confidence, I doubt. It was at Salter's Gate pub, on the remote pub on the road between Pickering and Whitby. They used to have some very good nights there. I heard all sorts of people having a go, and I thought, well, I might have a bash at it. I stood up and sang it, and I've always stood up to sing. I don't know why, I suppose singing classes at school I was told to, although I got chucked out of the singing class. There was very few true local singers. By then they were extinct, just about. But so I sort of gathered together what I could and built on that. But I sort of started singing really later than the real tradition was about. I started brushing up the things I did know, and it took off from there. Sedgefield Fair mentions Ragby, which is a farm at the southwest corner of Fylingdales, although I think that it's one of these songs that crops up everywhere with local names put in. Really just a bit of nonsense and humorous about old Dickie Thompson, who was basically shot his mare instead of some hens that got into his corn.
Now all his sheep got into his fog, he sent away Ormford black and white dog. At every end he gave a great shout, was get away by and fetch him out. With a titty for Larry, fire up Mary, humped it rigs a Sedgefield fair. Now all his hens got into his corn, he swore as he'd shut 'em as sure as he's born. So he took his odd gun and he squinted and squared, but he missed odd ends and he shot his grey mare. Over titty for Larry, fire up Mary, humped it rigs a Sedgefield fair.
Tailor's Britches is a village near to Whitby town, the Tailor Yansted dwell, which is a hilarious song but a trifle risky.
You ladies and gentlemen, come listen unto me. I'll sing you a song of the North Country. In a village close to Whitby town, a Tailor Yansted dwell, and women wine and company why he loved them all right well. At a dance ya New Year's evening the tailor did attend. I doubt that he would never have gone if he could have seen the end. That jolly little tailor, why he'll ne'er forget that night, for never yet was tailor seen in such a sorry plight. He danced and he sang, he had whiskey monies the tot. That jolly little tailor was the merriest of the lot. To the lady he was dancing with, the tailor then declared, If you'll lend me your petticoat, I'll dance like a maid. Now his breeches he put off, and her petticoat put on. The maid the tailor's breeches then she quickly did adorn. The fiddler he played for them a merry, merry tune. She danced his money watch and breeches clean out of the room. Oh, bring me my breeches back, the tailor loud did bawl. Oh, bring me my breeches back, me money watch and all. The company there with laughter, with loudly dan did roar, as the little tailor's petticoats fell down upon the floor. Oh Lord, said the tailor, wherever you may be. Oh Lord, said the tailor, then take pity now on me. That poor little tailor, why, he didn't know what to do, for his little shet was far too short to cover all below. 'Twas then the fiddler played a tune for all that he was worth. The tune he played, the tailor, was the famous Cock of the North. The ladies in the company, why, they loudly shouted no, as the tailor took his trilby hat to cover Uncle Joe. At length the little tailor got out upon the street. A bevy of fair damsels then he chanced for to meet. His lasses screamed with laughter when the tailor did appear, and they wished him Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
My 3 children think it's a rather curious and archaic hobby that their dad has, I think.